And we're back here on Inside Indy, and school's in session. This is not your ordinary school year, that's for sure. And here to tell us about what's happening in Hamilton County, in particular, is Tammy Sander. She is head of public relations for the Hamilton County Health Department. Welcome, Tammy, to Inside Indy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now you're going to, quote unquote, show some class on the show, which is a new campaign based in Hamilton County to make sure that our kids are safe and our families are safe from COVID-19, right? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so really, this campaign came together just as school was getting ready to start. I think a lot of people were really anxious about whether or not this would work. Would the kids keep the masks on? Could you prevent transmission of COVID when they were in an enclosed environment like that? So rightfully so, a lot of parents chose the virtual option. Now you've got some schools that are doing hybrid. You've got some that are back full time. And so the thought was, okay, as a parent, what's the pain point? And I know for me, I've got 2 kids. I want my kids in the classroom and I want them to stay there. So what is it that we have to do as students and families in order to keep the kids in school and keep everybody healthy enough that we can continue to do in-class learning?
Okay, so what is happening in classes? And I guess some are operating at school and some are operating at home, or both?
Both. It depends on the school district. And we're working with 7 school districts right now as part of this campaign. All of the school districts inside of Hamilton County are part of this campaign because they want to be in school just as much, and believe it or not, as our kids do. Our kids want to be there. They want to be able to do their athletic activities. They just want to be with each other. They're very social creatures, so that's where they want to be. And so things inside the school, knock on wood, are going really, really well. The kids are social distancing. They're wearing masks. They're limiting how many people can sit at the cafeteria table when they've got to take those masks off to eat. And so far, we have not contact traced back a case that was transmitted inside a school building.
Wow.
Transmissions are happening outside of the classroom. And that's where the CL.A.S.S campaign comes in.
Okay. Now, I know you have a lot of measures that you're taking or steps or that are a part of that campaign. So walk us through those steps.
Right. So show some class, and the CL.A.S.S is an acronym. There are 5 steps that we are asking students and families to just kind of try to keep in mind so we can keep COVID out of the classroom, keep those students in the buildings. And the C stands for check temperature. That's one of our first signs of COVID, and we're looking for a temperature of 100.4 or greater. Obviously, if you have a temperature anyway, and it's not that high, it's probably smart to stay home anyway. It's a sign that your body's fighting something. So, just hit the kids with a quick temperature check before you send them out the door. The L stands for lead by example. And by that, we just mean the same things you keep hearing over and over: wear that mask, social distance. The kids are doing a phenomenal job of this at the school. When you talk to administrators, they have no problem wearing these masks. They get it. But we need to continue to do those things outside of the classroom.
They've been doing it for a while, though, if you think about it. When the pandemic hit, in February, March of last year, and now you've had 5 or 6 months to, whether you're hearing it from your parents or on television, they've adjusted, I think.
Yeah, well, and they've been super resilient. And I think those who have fallen victim to having to be in quarantine because they sit next to somebody who has COVID, they get it. They don't like being out of school any more than the next. So the big thing, too, for us is the A in class, and that is avoiding large gatherings. More often than not, when we have to contact trace something back, it's because someone went to a family reunion, a birthday party, a wedding. And right now with kids, sleepovers are a big deal. Carpools are a big deal. So we're just asking folks, that doesn't mean your kids can't socialize. The state health department really is encouraging kids to have these social bubbles. You might have heard that concept of just kind of picking 4 or 5 friends that you have a pact with, that these are the rules we're going to live by. And If one of us goes down, then we know that we're all going to have to be quarantined for 14 days. So just trying to minimize your circle. Keep it small. Keep it tight. The first S is scheduling a test. Obviously, if you've been in contact with someone that has COVID or you're exhibiting signs and symptoms yourself, it's always a good idea to get tested. And then the second S seems obvious, but it's not to a lot of people. And it's to stay home. Stay home if you're sick. Stay home if you've tested positive. More importantly, stay home until you get your COVID test results. And we've improved the turnaround time on those to 2 to 3 days. So if you're getting tested, you're probably there for a reason, right? You didn't just go for the heck of it, because it's not fun to have that swab stuck up your nose.
Right.
So just wait the 2 to 3 days to get those results back. We're really pleased to see, though, that some of those school districts that started out with a lot of cases when we first started school, that number has decreased significantly in the last few weeks. Kids get it. They get it, and they want to be in school. So I don't think it's a tough ask. As a parent, I want to make sure that if my kids are begging me to be in school, let's get them there.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for having us and allowing us to get this information out. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.